I want to go ahead and get to these top 5 college quarterback battles.
TV battles. Do we have the sound? Play a sound.
Do we have one?
Play a sound?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Only one.
Real shivery vibe.
Yeah, if you're on the audio right now, there's like an old school, what's that Tom Cruise where he's like a samurai warrior? The Last
Samurai?
Yeah.
So there's always some very intriguing college football quarterback battles, right? There's ones in the NFL, but we're talking college football right now. If you've got a college football question, throw it in the chat. I want to discuss. But we thought we'd list our top 5 quarterback battles going into fall camp. And boys, there are some good ones.
Yeah.
Number 1's obvious, though, right? Now, this is a collective list. Okay, so we all agreed on this. There was a little bit of disagreement, but listen, you got to be malleable, right? Right? You can't be stubborn. It's a team effort. We're team guys. We put the me in team. All right, number 1, it's Alabama. I mean, when's the last time that Alabama's had to replace a left tackle and a quarterback in the same year? We'll discuss that later. We've talked about it multiple times on the show. But Tyler Buchner, Ty Simpson, Jalen Milroe. So here's what I'll say. We'll drop a nugget, then you tell me who you think's going to win it. All right? I don't think you bring in people in the transfer portal to play, just like in junior college. Tommy Rees, old OC, recruited Tyler Buchner. Now, the system's going to be old school Alabama. Do I think Tyler Buchner is a great guy to be up there running 12 personnel, play action, sit in the pocket, throw it? I haven't seen enough. I watched him throw it to Marshall a bunch. That's what I watched him throw it to Stephon Gilmore's little brother a bunch. But he's still developing. I think there's a lot of potential there. In the system that Alabama's going to run, it's all about the system, right? Jalen Milroe does not fit the system. Jalen Milroe fits the system like Hugh Freeze is running. An RPO, quarterback on the move, not a pro-style set. Ty Simpson, I think, skill set fits it the best, but he doesn't have any experience. That's a lot to ask. So to me, it's unbelievably intriguing that it's a 3-team race. It says a lot they brought in Tyler Buchner as late as they did. I'm going Tyler Buchner wins the job.
And look, all 3 of them, I'm hearing from inside the program, all 3 of them have a chance to win the job in fall camp. Now, as we sit here before camp even starts, I would probably go Jalen Milroe, but again, there's
even in the system, you think?
Yeah, just because I feel like if all 3 of them aren't great, then at least he gives you an opportunity to get out of trouble with his legs. So I pulled up a couple stats here. This is Jalen Milroe from last season. Not a huge sample size. 53 pass attempts. He completed 31 of them. So 58.5% completion percentage, 297 yards. He threw 5 touchdowns and 3 picks. But also not a large sample size with Tyler Buchner because he had an injury last season. 83 attempts. That's 46 completions. All right, 55% completion percentage, 651 yards. He threw 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. So, just a similar sample size between the 2 guys there. No one's really standing out.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's unknown, which is crazy.
I'd go Ty Simpson. I think Ty's going to fit the system best. I think from a complete quarterback, I would go Ty. I don't think Buchner throws.
But you look at that sample size, there is none.
I mean, yeah, Ty Simpson, he's only thrown 5 times. I mean, he's 4 for 5. I think about Jalen Milroe, I think he's almost, 60%, 59% completion percentage, but he's averaging 4.5 yards per completion.
Yeah, and when Jalen Milroe, and again, guys get better, right? I'm never getting the potential. Jalen Milroe is maybe the best athlete on Alabama's team, as crazy as that sounds. But when Jalen Milroe misses, he misses bad. It's one thing to be a little bit off here, a little bit off there. And it's like in pitching, right? Some guys miss. Some guys, when they miss bad. And you can be effectively wild in baseball, where guys are a little bit nervous when they're up there, and that works. Not in football. There's no such thing as effectively wild. So Alabama, number 1. Let us know in the chat who you think is going to win that one as well. Number 2, another big dog in the sport, Coney. Ohio State.
Yep.
Right? And everybody is all on Ohio State this year. I get the wide receiver group's great, right? They did lose a couple offensive linemen. We know how they recruit. The defense should be even better. But people are talking about, they're going to be able to beat Georgia this year. And I know Georgia's replacing a quarterback, but let's not. I feel like that's disrespectful to C.J. Stroud. I heard somebody on College Football Live was just on the TV yesterday while Reed was making this incredible barbecue chicken bowl, and Harry Douglas, who is a great player, was talking about all the quarterback has to do at Ohio State is just not screw it up. That's not beating Georgia, brother.
Yeah.
That's not what Ohio State wants. I don't agree with that at all. You got Kyle McCord, who's the experienced one, versus Devin Brown, who's kind of the up-and-comer. I think Kyle McCord's going to win this job.
I do too.
And I don't know if you have his numbers pulled up for everybody. yet, but
Not a large sample size.
It's not a large sample size. He was the favorite coming out of spring. Ryan Day was quoted as saying, this is 247 Sports. I'm not sure it's a huge gap at this point, but certainly not enough to make a decision. I think it's going to be Kyle McCord, and I tell you, man, I've just got to see it.
Look,
Devin Brown, I think, has a chance to be special down the road.
There's a few things I worry about in life. One of them is are the Buckeyes going to have a great quarterback? I mean, the last three, when you talk about Dwayne Haskins and Justin Fields and the guy we just talked about with the Texans, C.J. Stroud, all three of them near 70% completion percentage, over 4,000 yards, all three of them Heisman Trophy finalists. And those are just the ones that we're talking about under Ryan Day. Going back to when I played. When you had just every single year, they somehow get better and better.
But we see this, though, and you know this. You go on these run of quarterbacks, and eventually you hit that one speed bump, right?
Yes.
Who's it going to be this
I wouldn't be mad about that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, right now is not the time for Ryan Day to miss a quarterback.
Yeah.
That's exactly
and
right.
not be able to beat Michigan. Now is not the time.
You're going to the Big
They're
House.
not going to be as good as CJ or the couple guys you've had in front. I mean, because they've been.
You say that.
Yeah, I at least not right now.
Joe Burrow had to transfer out of there to go win a Heisman Trophy and a
I know, but that's also franchise Joey. So I mean, it's a little bit different. But I think it's Kyle McCord. Hell, the kid got a Benz a month ago.
Yeah, well, but between those two, which school pulls? And I love Cade Club. This has nothing to do with Cade Klubnik. Which school pulls a Clemson? Great run of quarterbacks, one speed bump, tries to get back to it. Like with DJU, is it Bama or is it Ohio State?
I'd say it's more likely to be Alabama.
I don't think, the thing with Clemson is like the quarterback field, but their skill position players were mediocre.
I agree.
I don't know if that'll ever happen at Ohio State.
No.
Ever.
No.
Ever.
And the creatures they have running around on the outside.
It's just ridiculous, dude.
Yeah. So, all right. Number 3. This may surprise some people. Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
Max Johnson, Connor Wegman.
Yep.
I think Connor's going to win it. Now, if he does, Max is out of there. But I think Max is got to graduate. There's something. I think he may wait until December, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a little hold up there with Max Johnson. Now, I do think Connor Wegman has a chance to be special. I'm leaning towards A&M going 9-3 this year. Not making my final prediction of the end of fall camp. I still am just so shocked, and I don't want to go back in the past, and I know A&M fans don't either, unless it's 1939. But I still can't believe that Jimbo watched Haynes King throw the ball and then watched Max Johnson throw the ball and still somehow picked Haynes King. But watching Connor last year, I think he had 8 touchdowns, no interceptions, something like that. Bobby Petrino coming in. Pretty sure Connor Wegman's going to win this one, but you do have a very capable backup in Max Johnson. I don't think anybody would just be shocked if Max Johnson won it, but I think this is kind of a sneaky quarterback battle not a lot of people are talking about.
Yeah, and I really like Max Johnson, man. I mean, he's the son of a Super Bowl champion and Brad Johnson, and the situation that he was in at LSU was not a good one with Ed Orgeron, sort of during his exit. Comes over to Texas A&M last year. He really righted that ship after they put him in for Haynes King. I don't know if he'll be the guy or not, but people should go listen to our interview with Billy Lucci over at Texags. That's on YouTube.
Yep. If you have a question about hair loss, our friends at Provia, they can help you out if you're one of the millions of American men and women dealing with premature hair thinning, or maybe you're worried about inheriting hair loss because it runs in the family. You want to get back in the dating game maybe. Maybe you're looking in the mirror, you're not feeling good anymore, losing that self-esteem. You need to go to check out our friends over at Provia. It's Provia. They use a safe natural ingredient called Procapil. They support healthy scalp circulation. Blaine, real quick, your thoughts. If you got thinning hair, you're balding, you're worried, maybe your dad and your granddad, they both look like they're part of the Addams family now, and you don't want to look like that.
It's not a good situation, to be honest. I always say you want to come into a game a leg up or maybe a hair up. All right? Like you don't want to work that hard and be that funny to get what you want.
Yeah.
Hair, 80% of the battle. 80% of the battle.
David, don't you want to turn a hairy situation into
I want to stay away from hairy situations. That's why it's preventative too. How do you think I got like this?
That's
you don't
true.
want to get bald.
Well,
and
you're
try,
an alien.
You don't want to try and solve the problem after. Let's be proactive.
That's another thing. I know.
With Provia.
That's true. So, take a minute. Real quick. What?
That's what I was going to say. Like, no one's going to feel like they just came out and told us aliens are real and no one cares about
It's
it.
a distraction.
No one cares
to
about
keep
it.
us distracted from
No,
what's
we're not
going
going
on.
down the
Doesn't he
rabbit
seem
hole.
like he's really against defending?
He is.
I don't want to
That
talk
makes me
about
think he's alien
aliens.
more.
Yeah, it's real skeptical hippo over there.
Even if you are an alien and you're living here and you don't know how to fix your hair loss or you want to prevent it, take advantage of Provia's exclusive introductory summer package at proviahair.com/booster. Enter promo code BOOSTER at checkout for an extra discount on your order. See results for yourself right now. Don't wait. That's proviahair.com/booster. Turn your hairy situation.
Aliens need hair. You want to fit in or what?
Oh, here we go.
God, man, it's something about Steady Betty Max that I just like. I just feel like Max might not be the starter once the season starts, but I think Max is going to be the guy. I really do.
Like midway through?
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Because are you taking an injury off the table?
No, I'm taking performance-based.
Performance.
I think Wegman's going to start slow, then here comes Max.
So then what's their record if that happens? Because that means things haven't gone well.
I'll never believe they're going to win more than 8 games until I see it.
Okay.
I'll never believe that.
I mean, they won.
I don't care if they show up with the Avengers.
They won 9 in 2020.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy. Wasn't that COVID year?
But see, you say that everybody went through COVID. They didn't play an all-SEC schedule.
I don't even count the bubble, to be honest.
Yeah, they won 9 and played fewer. They played fewer games.
Crazy, I know, but still. I didn't really, that year's really not coming back to me. I can't remember. I think it was a Thanos snap your fingers situation.
So did Bama, does that national title, should that not count?
No, I don't think it should ever. I don't think it should count any of them at all. Give me Max.
So
really?
the Lakers,
to win the job or play later?
Championship doesn't count either, right?
Yeah.
No. Lakers, okay, good.
No,
just want to make sure.
No. So wait, you're saying Max is going to win the job?
No, I'm saying Max is going to be starting by the middle of the season.
Okay, all right. Performance-based. Number 4, let's go out West Coast. Pac-12, going the way of the dodo bird. UCLA, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, gone. You have Dante Moore, which
5-star.
Like, I don't know. There's reports that he may end up starting week 1. But you got Ethan Garbers, guy that's been there. And then Colin Schlee from Kent State. Remember watching this kid last year.
Oh.
Like, he's got very athletic, was a high-ranked basketball recruit. Bad. There's just one thing I can't get out of my head. They were playing one game, I can't remember against who. And I had him. I had money of some action, and it was 4th down and like 7, and he slid at like 6 yards. I can't get that out of my head. Didn't get the first down. And he's 6'4", like 220. I can't get that out of my head. Now, coming out of spring, a lot of people felt like Garbers is going to be the guy. I'm leaning more toward Dante Moore with Chip Kelly. Why? Because who did they just have and had success with? Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Who is the most similar skill set-wise, style-wise to DTR? Dante Moore, right? And he's your 5-star. I don't know if Chip Kelly made any promises. I think Chip's not that type of guy. But I got a feeling Dante Moore is going to be the guy.
I think so, too.
Yeah. I mean, it fits. It just feels right? It really does. First of all, the kid's super athletic, kind of freakish. If you really watch him. He's got the pizzazz, the flash, the wow factor, and always fits in with the chips with quarterback. I'm more interested to see how they replace the running back situation.
Yeah.
With Charbonnet being gone, who's a monster. By the way. And UCLA, there's always just a good football team. Schematically, Chip just witches his way around calling an offense. It's just fun to watch. But I think Dante Moore fits him the best.
All right, last one. Let's go back to the
Who is it?
Staying in these are 3 SEC West teams. We didn't even have Auburn in here. Ole Miss.
It's got like 9 quarterbacks.
They've got 19 quarterbacks.
This one's interesting, man.
You got Walker Howard, the transfer from LSU.
Yep.
You got Jackson Dart, the starter from last year. And then Spencer Sanders, the Oklahoma State quarterback that transferred, that's won a lot of games, was part of the come-up of Oklahoma State, kind of the shifting tides there.
And Austin Simmons, reclassified 4-star from Florida.
Yep. I think Walker Howard is a guy for the future. Because, again, I mean, Jackson and Spencer are both older. I don't think it's going to be Walker. I think it's going to come down to Jackson and Spencer. Jackson's been in that system. If he can just stop throwing interceptions to players on the intermediate level, whether it's linebackers, whether it's nickels, whether it's down safeties, dropping defensive linemen, if he could see the intermediate better, I think it's got to be Jackson Dart, right? I think it's got to be him.
Here's another example where the stats are a little bit similar from last season. So Jackson Dart for 2022, 62% completion percentage. He threw for 2,900 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 11 picks. Spencer Sanders, coming over from Oklahoma State, 57% completion percentage, 2,600 yards. He threw 17 touchdowns and 9 picks. But keep in mind, he's been starting for 4 years. He's had over 9,000.
Keep in mind, 5 of those picks were in like one game.
Yeah.
He threw 5 picks in one.
I think this legitimately has a chance to be a true 2-quarterback system.
You think so?
I think it legitimately has a chance to be a true 2-quarterback system. To me, I think Jackson will be named the starter, but you'll see Spencer Sanders in a role, whether, I don't know if it's really nothing's ever 50-50, but is he in that red zone role? Is he in that, certain formations, certain personnel, certain packages role. I don't know if a guy that's played for 4 years and transferred is going to want to embrace that. We'll see. But I think this has the opportunity to be a true 2-quarterback system. Hey, YouTube, we are very close to 100,000 subs. Thank you so much. Those would be great numbers even in World War II. Help us get there by subscribing, hit that like button, and turn that notification bell on.